quick little video right now. I want to tell you a joke, including a napkin and a trolley. A couple of months back, a man walked into a shopping center and went to the trolley station. The man who was working at the trolley station, who was catering for his trolley, had a napkin in his pocket, and the napkin was covered in like mucus and saliva and stuff. So the man pointed this out to the guy, and he said, "Excuse me, sir, you have a napkin in your pocket that's got covered in mucus and saliva and stuff. It's very unhygienic." And then told him about hygiene and stuff. And the guy went, "Oh, I'm very sorry. I was just holding that for a friend. He gave it to me. I don't really like it either." So as this guy's catering, as the man's at the trolley station, his phone rings, and it's from his former boss that tells him some very tragic news that one of his friends has died. One of his co-workers at the time had died, and the guy was distraught. So for some reason he looked back at the napkin and he thought, what if this guy killed my friend with a napkin? And then the man thought, you know what, I'm just being paranoid. So he hung up the phone, he sort of like hung his head, it's a little bit sad. And so he looked back at the napkin. For some reason just couldn't keep his eyes off that napkin. And then once the man who was catering for his trolley, he sort of leaned over, he could see blood on the other side of the napkin. And at the time there was a chopper going around, and the man couldn't figure out what that chopper was doing. It was sort of circling the location. And then he heard a megaphone coming from the chopper that says, "There is a killer on the loose in this shopping center. Could you please leave the area immediately? We will evacuate the building with a sound, and we'll get you to evacuate the area," and that sort of stuff that you'd hear when something like that would happen. So immediately the guy who was catering for the trolley immediately just like quickly looked around to see what was going on. And then he picked up the napkin, and then he put it in the trolley. And the man didn't know what was going on, because like such a ruckus was going around that he couldn't see him put the napkin in the trolley. So this man, he wanted to get out of there as quick as possible, because he heard that there was a killer on the loose. Of course he would. So he took the trolley, he just ran out of the shopping center as fast as he could. And the man didn't see the napkin attached to the other side of the trolley. And the police helicopter came to a landing outside the shopping center. It was a big field outside the shopping center, and one of the policemen still had the megaphone on his like, "There is a killer on the loose, please evacuate the area." And he started repeating that while his boss was on the phone to the FBI, talking to them, like, "Can you give us any information?" One of the FBI officers said on the other side of the phone, "Can you give us any information?" And the police officer said, "Yes, we can. One eyewitness said that this man had very poor hygiene. And at the time we thought that this was very redundant information. We didn't think anything of it." And then as this man was running out, the man with the trolley, as he was running out, he thought, what the hell's going on back there? And then he noticed the police officers. Noticed one of the guys who was talking, and he looked over at him. The guy was on the phone. He looked over at the guy with the trolley, and he thought maybe that guy has something to do with this investigation. And then he noticed the cloth on the other side of the on the side of the trolley, and it's like, there's blood on that cloth. And then he tapped his partner, and the man that was on the phone, he forgot to wash his hands after he cleaned out his nose. He forgot to wash his hands, so he tapped his partner on the shoulder, and then the guy that got tapped on the shoulder, he looked down at the shoulder, and he could see like mucus on his shoulder, and then he looked at the guy dead in the eyes, and the FBI officer was like, and this guy overheard the FBI officer, so he had bad hygiene, right? And then he locked eyes with his partner, and then the guy on the trolley, he looked back to see what the police officers were doing, and all he saw was this police officer shoot his partner in the face and start screaming at his partner, "Why did you do it?" That's the joke. Thank you very much for watching. It was a very stupid joke. I just made it up just then. Yeah, just sort of do it, you know. Just do it for the vine. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.